Now on Denver 7 News at 6, overnight snow is leading to a slick morning drive.
Our team is here to get you ready on this Denver 7 Weather Action Day.
Yeah, this light snow will continue through the early morning commute. Skies will clear out, but this is just the first round of snow this week. More to come. We'll talk more about it coming up.
The light snow made for very slick road conditions. We'll talk about where the trouble spots are and how to get you to work or school safely here this morning.
I really like the school and I really don't want it to shut down.
And Denver families running out of time to save their schools. We are hearing from emotional families with a vote coming in just days.
And good morning from Stanley Marketplace. Good morning, America is here on their quest to find the best pie in the country.
Oh, I wanted to see one of those pies.
How did he get that assignment today?
Good assignment.
Hope he brings some back to us. We could use some pie today.
Yeah, we need a little comfort food on a morning like this morning. Good morning, I'm Brian Sanders.
I'm Nicole Brady. We got fresh snow on the ground and some still falling. It's making it pretty difficult for our crews on the roads who experience just how slippery it is out there. This video, Jason was actually rolling on their dash camera. Our photographers actually, the vehicle, I thought we were going to show that, but they slid as they were turning into a curb and popped a tire, unfortunately. Yeah. Everyone is okay, though, our reporter and photographer. That's the most important thing. But yeah, Jason, I was saying you recorded that video because you keep an eye on
Yeah, and I'll show that coming up in just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but the roads are packed with ice, so very little lane recognition you saw there, and fortunately it's kind of starting to break up a little bit.
It is. The timing couldn't be worse. I mean, if it had maybe started an hour or two earlier, we would have had a little more time for some of the plows to get out there. It is lightening up, but you're going to find around a half an inch to even up to 2 inches in some spots here early this morning. Just enough to make a mess of the commute, and it's right over the core of the metro area. Now, again, it's not going to last long. We're expecting this to continue to taper off, and from north to south, we're going to see more sunshine here today. But along with the snow, you also have the cold. We're down into the teens and at low 20s here in town. Colder for the mountains this morning. Some single digits again in spots. Bailey right now at just 9 degrees. Highs today are going to be in the mid to upper 30s, so expect this afternoon some sunshine and a bit of a warm up. So the evening commute's going to look a lot better than what you're going to be dealing with here this morning as things start to clear out. Now tomorrow it's going to be even warmer, but we are tracking a chance of snow on Thursday, and then it gets frigid early Friday morning. I'll have all of these details and I'll show you just how cold it's going to get. Jason, coming up here on our Super 7 Day in just a few minutes.
And let me get this video going for you right now as I'm trying to set up this other thing. All right, so this was what we're talking about, where our photographer was driving Veronica and coming off the ramp of northbound I-25 at Bellevue. Watch right there. Boom, hit the curb. And you can see the truck shake like that. So that's some of the slick conditions that we're dealing with, and actually did some damage to that driver's side front tire. And so that's why they had to pull over by the old Pancake House over here on Bellevue going eastbound right there. And you see how much snow cover is down here in the Denver Tech Center. Let me show you a couple of the trouble spots on some of the other cameras. This is westbound Highway 36 right there by 92nd or just after Sheridan before you get to Church Ranch. Right lane's blocked up there. We did have a rollover crash. It looks like it's going to be off into the grass up by Highway 52 to Kono on I-25. A lot of snow for us there. This is 225. You can see the snowy conditions on 6th Avenue out to the west side of town. So the overall map shows you a lot of little dots. All of those represent some kind of a problem, including a rollover crash going to the airport on inbound Pena right by Tower Road. We've had a rollover crash on Colfax by Laredo, which is going to be after 225. We do have a lot of slow traffic with speeds down in the 30s for the most part. Some 40s out there. New crash down there in Castle Rock. So just take care this morning off or on the highways. It's going to be quite slick and deceptively slick in a lot of places. And it's not going to be until we see the sunshine that will really start to improve some of these conditions. Veronica Costa was in that truck here this morning that you saw the video just a minute ago. Veronica, what did it feel like when you hit that curb, and what was your overall feeling like? Were you a little nervous, a little scared, or what was going through your head?
The road is, obviously really slick, and that's kind of what you saw there. You can't see those medians super well when you're getting off those off-ramps, and even on the on-ramps themselves, we'll say all morning long, at least when we were on the highway, they were pretty bad. But yeah, you feel the truck shake. Of course, our truck is a lot bigger than the normal vehicle is, so you see that shake and that movement a little bit heavier than you would in maybe something a little bit different. Besides that, thankfully we're wearing those seatbelts, so that is the good news and nothing really moves around besides your phone, maybe your coffee that you're holding, and besides that, everything is good. And that really is the good news. I will say we did see other accidents on I-25 that were much worse than anything we experienced, thankfully. Those were, smaller trucks that had unfortunately slid a little too much, turned around and hit some sort of barricade that was on the side of the highway. So those are really what I want to point out this morning. Those people who unfortunately maybe driving a little too fast, didn't see some of those slick spots rather, kind of like we did, or we didn't. But yeah, for the most part, we're okay, and that really is the good news. That slip you saw there, again, because the roads are so slick and some of those plows haven't made their ways through parts of the highway. We did see at least 4 to 5 plows out this morning. They were trying to do whatever they could to help drivers out and get some of that snow out of the way. In portions of I-25, specifically near the tech center where we had to pull over and are at this morning, they definitely hadn't made their way there about an hour or so ago. So just something to keep in mind as everyone out there is waking up, kind of heading to school or to work or wherever they are going. Just make sure you're, again, taking it really, really slow. And you probably saw in that video, we're kind of trying to follow those lanes that were laid out for us by previous drivers. But even that didn't help as much as it usually does, guys. Back to you.
No, that's kind of what I was doing all morning, just on those turns,
Right.
sliding out.
It looked like someone else may have hit that curb as well before our team got there. But certainly the roads are still covered. You can see right there behind her. And this is the first morning for many of us that we've seen the roads covered this much. So be careful out there. Take it slow. Of course, you can keep track of the forecast anytime on the Denver 7 Plus app. We have a 24/7 weather stream there. You can also download it for free to your streaming device. Well, we are 2 days away from a big vote in Denver public schools that could impact thousands of families. The board will decide whether 5 schools can stay open.
Denver 7's Brandon Richard is right outside Emily Griffith High School. And Brandon, we heard a lot of pleas from parents and kids last night.
We absolutely did, Nicole. And time is running out in order to save these schools. The Denver Board of Education, the DPS Board of Education, could vote this Thursday on whether or not to close these 5 schools because of declining enrollment. That's why we saw a lot of parents, teachers, and community members show up here to DPS headquarters last night to speak out against these potential closures. More than 180 people signed up to speak last night, and that meeting, it went well into the night trying to get through all of those speakers who signed up. Many of them, as you said, very passionate, pleading with board members to keep these schools open. They say that closing these schools would be detrimental to families and communities. Now, even though the district says these schools are on the chopping block because of low and declining enrollment, some say that actually makes them more valuable to the communities they serve.
I really like the school and I really don't want it to shut down.
Schools define our neighborhoods. Rescind the current small schools resolution.
Closing neighborhood schools causes hazardous and destabilizing conditions.
Okay, here are the 5 schools that the DPS Board of Education is consider closing. Denver Discovery School, Schmidt Elementary, Fairview Elementary, the International Academy of Denver at Harrington, and the Math and Science Leadership Academy. The superintendent says the district must act now to avoid having to take more drastic measures in the future. If the board approves these closures, that means that the students at those schools would have to go to a new school starting next year. Now, the vice president of the board says he intends to vote against these closures. Right now, it's unclear how many other board members will be joining him. But again, the Board of Education could take that vote as soon as Thursday. We're live downtown this morning. Brandon Richard, Denver 7.
All right, yeah, another one out there in the snow this morning. Thank you, Brandon, for doing that for us. Danny New, of course, got to be inside today with pie.
The best assignment.
The best assignment.
Right.
Thanksgiving is a week away, a week and 2 days away, and so pie, of course, our favorite part, right?
And who knew that Denver was known for its pie-making prowess? But that is the stop today for Good Morning America to find the best slice of pie across the country. Denver 7's Danny New joins us with a couple of mascots there.
Brian, Nicole, hello. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. I got Bernie, I got Rocky, and I got a whole lot of pie. Look at all this. We're at Stanley Marketplace in Aurora. We have a woman dressed as a pie. Have you guys seen? Look at this mascot. Hold on, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Is that not the coolest mascot you've ever seen? It's not a pepperoni pizza. It's a cherry pie from Colorado Cherry Pie. They're from Loveland. We have on the other side 314 Pie Bar from Colorado Springs. They have their pecan pie. Is it pecan pie? I know it's bourbon floor. Actually, let's ask Kareem Jackson from the Broncos. Kareem, is it pecan or pecan pie?
Pecan.
It's pecan. Don't you dare say anything different. Kareem Jackson said it's pecan. Okay. We also got Matt James here. How you doing, Matt James?
I'm just ready to eat some pie.
Ready to eat some pie. That's right. 6 a.m. is when we always eat pie here. Okay. So we're going to be on GMA this morning to decide who has the best pie in Colorado. I'm just going to pick both since I still live here, no matter what. So you both have the best pie. But we'll find out today. Brian, Nicole, send it back to you guys. Rocky, send it back to Brian and Nicole, okay? Just wave a little bit. Thank you so much.
What is that, chocolate pie or is that pecan pie?
It looks like maybe chocolate with the whipped cream around the edges, a cream. Mm-hmm. Yeah, filling there.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Pecan. I'm glad we settled that debate.
He's going to catch a pie to the face there. Watch out, Danny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa.
I go pecan. Pecan.
Pie.
Oh, yeah.
And that is my favorite of the Thanksgiving pies, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm kind of still a pumpkin girl. I don't know. We'll see. Teens and 20s here early this morning. Snow continues to fall, although light. It's going to start to clear up here pretty soon. Take a look at your out the door forecast. We're going to be in the low 30s by about 10 o'clock, near freezing. Sunshine this afternoon, so the evening commute's going to be a lot better. This morning, it was tricky. I mean, I was kind of driving really slow out there, Jason.
And that's not like you. You usually drive very fast.
When there's snow on the ground, I'm just the opposite.
Yes, exactly. Right now, we need to drive slowly because it is a mess on a lot of the roadways here this morning. You can see some of the problem spots on I-25 here in Castle Rock, northbound right after Plum Creek. You see the flashing lights going up towards Wilcox. Take a look up in Boulder where the snow continues to fall at Arapahoe here at Foothills where we have snow-covered road. And look how the bridge was so way snowier than even some of the side roads and the main roads. And then you take a look at the overall map, and it's just a basic mess. So we'll take a look at all of these issues for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Colorado is one state getting a big payout from Google. We're looking back at what led to a major settlement.
And the curtain goes up on a new museum today, how these show-stopping exhibits celebrate Broadway.